You searched for how to create a Gantt chart in Google Sheets, and that is exactly what we are building right now, from a blank spreadsheet to a working project timeline. So I'm going to open a new tab, head to sheets.google.com, and hit the big plus button for a blank spreadsheet. Let this load, and the first thing we do is set up the 4 columns every Gantt chart needs. Click into cell A1, type task, and press tab. B1 gets start date, C1 is end date, and D1 duration. These 4 columns are the engine of the whole thing, and if you skip one or mix up the order later, the conditional formatting formula will break, so keep them exactly like this. Now let's put in some real project data so you can actually see the bars appear. I'm going to fill in a small website launch project. Under Task, Row 2, type Wireframes. Start date, January 5th, 2026. End date, January 8th. Row 3, Design, January 9th to January 15th. Row 4, Development, January 14th to January 22nd. Row 5, Testing, January 21st to January 26th. You'll notice development and testing overlap on purpose. I want you to see how the chart handles that visually. Before we touch the duration column, we need to make sure Google Sheets actually treats those dates as dates, not as plain text. Select the entire B column by clicking the B at the top, go up to Format, Number, and pick Date. Repeat that for column C, the end date column. If you skip this, the duration formula will spit out an error and you'll think you typed something wrong, but it is just a formatting issue. Now for duration, click cell D2 and type equals C2 minus B2 plus 1. That plus 1 is the detail most people miss. Without it, a task that starts and ends on the same day shows as 0 days, which makes no sense on a timeline. Press Enter and you should see 4. Grab the little blue square in the bottom right corner of that cell and drag down through row 5. Sheets adjusts all the references for you. We need some breathing room before the timeline, so I'm going to skip columns E and F entirely, leave them blank. Click into cell H1. This is where the timeline header starts. Type January 5th, 2026, our project start date. Press Enter. Now in cell I1, type equals H1 plus 1, Enter. That gives you January 6th. Grab the fill handle on I1, that little blue square, and drag it to the right. I will pull it all the way to about column AK, which covers us through early February. More than enough for this project. Right now those dates are eating up way too much space. Select the entire row 1 from H1 over to wherever you stopped. Go to Format, Number, Custom Date and Time. I usually pick the one that shows the short month and the day number, like Jan 5. Click Apply. Much cleaner. Then, with the same cells still selected, go back to Format, select Rotation, and choose Tilt Up or Stack Vertically. I prefer Tilt Up, it keeps the header row shorter. Now manually narrow these columns. Select columns H through AK. Right-click any of the column headers, choose Resize Columns, and set them to something small like 30 pixels. Click OK. It already looks like a real Gantt chart skeleton. Now the part that makes it all actually work, conditional formatting. Select the entire grid where the bars should appear. That is H2 across to AK5, the full date range for all 4 tasks. With that range highlighted, click Format, Conditional Formatting. The panel opens on the right. Under Format Rules, click the drop-down and choose Custom Formula Is. Here is the formula. Type equals and, open parentheses, $1 greater than or equal to $B2, comma, $1 less than or equal to $C2, close parentheses. Let me explain what this does while you type it. The $1 locks the formula to always look at the date in row 1, the timeline header, while the $B2 and $C2 lock the column references to our start date and end date, but leave the row number free. So as the formatting applies down the grid, each row checks against its own task dates. If the timeline date falls on or between those 2 dates, the condition is true and the cell gets colored. If you mess up the dollar signs, the whole thing breaks. This is the one formula to triple check before you move on. Under Formatting Style, click the Paint bucket and pick a solid fill color. I use a mid-blue for taskbars in progress. It is easy on the eyes and looks professional. Click Done. And immediately you should see colored bars appear across the timeline for every task. Wireframes goes from Jan 5 to Jan 8, Design from Jan 9 to the 15th, and you can clearly see development and testing overlapping in that 3rd week. While that looks good, there are a couple of things that make this chart genuinely useful instead of just a pretty picture. First, highlight weekends so the working week stands out. Click any blank cell, go back to Format, Conditional Formatting, but this time the Apply to range is the entire timeline row, H1 to AK1. Custom formula is type equals or, open parentheses, dibbly ek day, open parentheses, H1, close parentheses, equals 7, comma, dibbly ek day, open parentheses, H1, close parentheses, equals 1, close parentheses. That catches Saturday and Sunday. Pick a light gray fill, click Done. The weekend columns in your header row now stand out. Select that same range, drag the fill handle down through row 5 to apply the same rule to the whole chart area. The gray columns now run top to bottom, and your eye immediately knows which days are working days. Next, a vertical red line for today's date, because knowing where you are right now on a project timeline is half the point. Conditional formatting again. Apply to range H1 to AK5. Custom formula, type equals $1 equals today, open and close parentheses. For formatting, I pick a bright red left border, no fill. When you click Done, if today's date falls within your timeline range, a thin red vertical line appears on that column. If your project dates do not include today, you will not see it, but the rule is there and it will catch up as the days advance. Before we wrap, a few things that will save you later. If your project spans months and months, a daily timeline gets unreadably wide. The fix is to switch to weekly headers. In a new row above your timeline, type the first Monday of your project, and in the next cell add 7 instead of 1. You then adjust the conditional formatting formulas to use that weekly header row instead of the daily one. Same logic, just a wider interval. Status dropdowns are another quick win. Insert a column between duration and the blank spacer columns, label it status, then select the cells below, go to data, data validation, choose dropdown, and type in values like not started, in progress, complete. It stops people typing slightly different things like done versus finished, which makes filtering a nightmare later. And finally, if you ever change a task date and the colored bar does not move, the conditional formatting rule range is probably wrong. Open the Rules panel, check that the Apply to range covers all your task rows and all your timeline columns, and that the formula references match your actual date columns. It is almost always a range mismatch. Now if this got your chart working, hit like so the video gets shown to more people searching for the same thing, subscribe if you want more Sheets tutorials that actually build something useful, and leave a comment saying this was helpful. Those comments are the biggest signal that this content is worth showing to others.